I'm honored to present our next Excellence Award recipient to Trenary Home Bakery. Trenary Home Bakery was established in 1928 by Finnish immigrants who settled in the small logging community of Trenary. And I think I was telling my mother about this, and she says, I think I have a picture of you cutting your teeth on a piece of Trenary toast. And I'm going to dig that out. So if I get that, I'll send it over to you guys. But notice I said Trenary. And if you ever go downtown Trenary and you see an old timer walking, they say, welcome to Trenary. And my sister has a farm in Limestone, and I'm always asking her, where did the R go in Trenary? And so I asked Marco and Brianna where it went, and they said they did a lot of research, a lot of forensic science, and so on and so forth, and they found out where it went. And I said, well, where did it go? They said, well, it's easy. It went to Ishburmene. That's where the R went. So, way to go. It was here at Trenary, with an R, that the tradition of the now iconic twice-baked sweet bread coated in cinnamon, known as Trenary toast, was born. For almost 90 years, Trenary Home Bakery has served the people of the Upper Peninsula authentic, high-quality, and handmade bakery products. All of the bakery products are produced and packed by hand in Trenary, Michigan. Marco and Brianna Dosina are here today to accept the award. Marco and Brianna came to the Upper Peninsula in 2013, not as Finnish immigrants, but to finish college at Northern Michigan University. Both graduated from NMU, and through their time at the university, fell in love with the UP, as most people do. After working for several years in Chicago, following graduation, Marco and Brianna moved back to the Upper Peninsula in 2018 in search of a business, and officially took ownership of Trenary Home Bakery back on January 1st of 2019. Brianna and Marco strive to preserve the log-standing tradition of the toast and to grow and sustain the business. Remember a while ago, there was a rumor that Trenary Home toast would be not made anymore, and everybody's freaking out. So thank you for taking care of that. So that future generations can take part of dunking and crunching tradition, which has begun ingrained in the culture of the Upper Peninsula. Let me introduce to you Marco and Brianna.
All right. Hello, everybody. It's a real pleasure to be here. Bree made me come alone. Unfortunately, she's sitting over there, but it's just me up here. But it's a real honor to be here in front of all you successful folks. And I want to thank Holly as well for the nomination as well. You did a great job of kind of introducing us and the history of the bakery, kind of to piggyback off of your speech. The bakery was established in 1928 in Trenary, back when Trenary was a bustling town, 10 times population it has today. And for about 70 years, it was passed on between three families, three very Finnish families with Finnish last names. And interestingly enough, the Trenary toast, which is what we're famous for now, wasn't actually really established or created until the 70s. It was kind of a product that the staff would make during their hours, and it became popular, and now it's kind of the iconic product that we have today. So I'm going to start off with a short video, and I think it'll be a good glimpse for folks that haven't been to the bakery, and then I'll be back for a little more of an explanation. Yeah, don't judge us too harshly. It was our first time on TV. You know, we're real nervous. You know, so don't judge us on that. But anyway, here it is, and I'll be back shortly. Hopefully.
People love to visit the UP for more than just its natural beauty. Towns in some of the most remote locations boast the Upper spirit and its unique culture. And in the town of Trenary, Steve Smith found a delicacy that has tantalized taste buds for nearly 100 years.
We're in Trenary, Michigan. This is a small town located in between Escanaba and Marquette. A town of about a few hundred people, to be honest. It's a town that used to be thriving, used to be a much bigger town with more population. It's now dwindled down.
As of 2017, the U.S. Census estimated Trenary and the surrounding township have about 300 residents. But one establishment continues to stand the test of time, producing a UP staple that's as tasty as it is legendary. It's called Trenary Toast.
Over time, the population has gotten smaller and smaller. The high school kind of closed down the road. But through all of the changes that have happened, Trenary Home Bakery has been here through everything. Trenary Home Bakery was founded in 1928 by Finnish immigrants. They started making Trenary toast, I think originally more out of necessity than anything else, because it has at least a year shelf life from the date that it's made.
Only two families owned the bakery for the first 85 years. Marco and Bree are taking over as the business turns 91. Amazingly, not much has changed about Trenary Toast over time. Not even the hand-stamped brown paper sacks.
Everything is by hand, by real people, who live here, who have been eating the toast their whole lives, and they understand, and they also care so much about the tradition of the toast and upholding that. They're really proud to work here and to be, the ones painting that toast every day or whatever, taking out of the oven.
Of course, a few modern conveniences have been added over the years, like the 1942 World War II era mixer and an oven manufactured in 1961. But true to time-honored tradition, each slice of toast is coated with a secret mixture that keeps people craving the coffee-dunking delight.
Well, they take two at a time, so it makes it a little bit easier. So we only paint it on one side each, and then there's cinnamon sugar on one side of the toast, and the other side is unseasoned, I suppose you can say. And our busiest time, we do 900 bags a day. There are 16 slices in a bag, so we did the math earlier. I think it's something like 14,000 pieces of toast per day that they're over there hand painting.
This is a toast, it is a sweet toast, it is a Finnish tradition. And it was kind of adopted by the Upers, and there's a lot of Finns in the UP. So I think that connection really strengthened what the Finnish toast means here. It's not only is it a tasty snack that my grandparents ate, but it's something that ties in with the Finnish tradition, the Finnish culture that is built very strongly here in the UP.
Tasty? Yes. But people even use Trenary Toast to help their baby's teeth. For a young couple with 25 employees, or close to 9% of the population of Greater Trenary, it's a labor of love to make sure Trenary Toast is baked fresh daily to keep customers happy around the globe.
We have distributors that take our product further than we would ever be able to. So they take it to the west side of the UP, the east side of the UP, down as far south as like Grayling, and then also into northern Wisconsin. We have a ton of demand in Minnesota for our product. We ship to all 50 states and a few other countries as well.
So the next time you find yourself on the back roads between Escanaba and Munising, stop and stretch your legs in Trenary and let your mind and taste buds travel back in time.
Trenary Toast is an institution in the UP, and I think it's a company that really embodies the culture and the spirit of people and the place. Trenary might be a small little town in the middle of nowhere, but there's a certain charm to it. When you roll into town and you roll down your car windows or you step out of your car, the first thing you're gonna smell is the cinnamon or the rye bread that just hits you in the face.
Even though things haven't changed at Trenary Toast in nearly a century, the bakery does have a website where people can now order their baked goods and have a taste of the UP delivered to their doorstep.
Thank you. So a little bit about the bakery, I suppose, today. So we employ 25 to 35 people right now. We're obviously, being in the UP, a lot of small businesses feel this, but there's a strong seasonality. So the summer is different from the winter. Right now, I think we have 28 employees. I believe a dozen are full-time. And in the summer, we can go up to 35 employees when things are really rocking. The business is divided into three major sections. The first one is the production side, and you guys just saw the video of the ladies painting the toast. That's the morning production crew. So actually, our morning baker gets there at 2 in the morning, and he mixes up the dough. About 4 or 5 hours later, a group of 6 or 7 employees come in, and they do what you just saw there. someone mans the oven for the entire day, and at about 4 o'clock, the afternoon packing crew comes in and they pack the toast. So production houses about 20 or so of our employees. So that's the majority. The second thing is we have a bake shop, and we have about 4 or 5 staff there. And then we have our drivers, so our distribution network. We have two main drivers that work weekly, and then we have one driver that works bi-weekly. We currently, we're in over 100 stores in central UP. Our main driver, he visits Marquette, Escanaba, Ishpeming, Negaunee, Munising, multiple days a week. And then we have our other driver that goes to the east end of the UP, so Sault Ste. Marie and St. Ignace, that kind of thing. As Bree mentioned in the little clip we played, we have multiple distributors, and that's where the majority of our volume is emitted, so to speak. These distributors, they bring our product to Lower Michigan, to Wisconsin, to Minnesota. Okay, so that's kind of an overview of the bakery. So since Bree and I took ownership, and we're very green, we just finished our first year. It was a very positive year, but we're very, very new. But one of the first things we wanted to do when we took ownership was to bring everything back to what it was originally. So in the past 5 years or so before we took ownership, a couple of cost-cutting measures were taken, and we wanted to immediately go back to the original recipe. So for example, the ratio of cinnamon sugar mix was changed a few years before we took over. We went back to the original recipe. Another thing, for example, is you saw the ladies painting the toast. For a few years, they went to egg white powder and water, and we switched back to milk and eggs. So that's kind of one of our major goals, is to bring the product back to what it was, as close as possible to what it was. We've also launched a couple of new successful products this year, so you may have seen some of them in the stores, but for example, we came out with a new raisin bread, which has been very popular. We're also trying to launch a seasonal product. You may have seen this too, but we recently launched chocolate chip Trenary toast. And that's going to be the product for the cold months. In the warmer months, we're going to switch over to a berry, cherry, potentially type flavor, just to test out how the seasonal products work out. Obviously, we aim to create a little bit of excitement before the toast comes back. But so another thing that Bree did was we redesigned the website, and we launched a subscription service as well. We also increased our social media presence, even though the main demographic of Trenary toast eaters are, a little bit older. We found that they're very responsive on Facebook. So there you go. We're also active on YouTube and Google and that kind of thing. So lastly, kind of plans for the future. So we have two major categories of long-term plans, so to speak. Our first goal is to intelligently expand. So we would like to add a new delivery route going downstate, and we would also love to open an account here at NMU. So I think I'm in the right place for that. I'll have to do some investigating after. We're also working. Bree's working with NMU to create some internships over at the bakery, some e-commerce supply chain type opportunities. But really, our biggest long-term goal is to capture the attention of the younger audience. So working there for a year, we heard so many stories about people coming in and telling us, man, Trenary toast isn't just a snack food for me. I remember when my grandparents or my parents put it in warm milk, and it was an experience, and there's a real emotional connection. And Bree and I, we found that the connection isn't quite there with the younger audience. There wasn't, this kind of passage of toast between generations. Skip the generation. So our major long-term goal is to really recapture the attention of the younger generation. So that's it. That's all for me. Thank you very much. It's really a pleasure to be up here, and yeah, thanks everybody. Yeah.
I'd like to give you this award for having that up in the shop.
Thank you.
there.
I appreciate it.
Way to go, man.